Hey guys, Anna here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another speed build. Today we're in the world of Mount Cobberebi and we're building a 1x1 loft style tiny home in kind of, I don't know, it's kind of, I guess, modern, but it's also a little bit like minimalistic, but it does definitely use a lot of the Snowy Escape expansion pack, which is, Mount Cobberebi is the world of that particular pack. I have not built a lot of lofts in my time. It's interesting. I've done a lot of building, but I've never really built a lot of lofts, and I really like them. I really like the concept of them. I think that they're great for a tiny home because you actually get a lot of tiles back. So you're able to build quite a decent sized property for your 64 tiles. You get a lot out of it. So I did play around a lot with the shape of this particular build, but it's a very simple layout. You basically obviously have that lofted section at the top, and that is simply a bedroom. So the main bedroom is upstairs, and then downstairs you have a kitchen, dining, bathroom that's tucked in just under the stairs, which I thought was genius. And then you have a living room by the door. Very simple layout. And again, I wanted to build something a little bit more modern. So this particular tiny home is nestled in, I think it's like it's like the lower end of the world. It's not the middle end or up in the snow. It's kind of in the lower right side of the world. And a lot of the homes in this area, in this neighborhood, I should say, are very modern. And I wanted to kind of pull from that surrounding area. I pulled a lot of inspiration from the neighboring houses surrounding this, but I wanted to do something in a light tone. So I've always done really dark builds in Mount Cobberebi. Like I've used a lot of the blacks and the textured tiling and all of that, but I've decided to go with a lightish color today. I don't think I change it. I could change it. It's very likely I've changed it. We will see. Anyway, this is that genius placement of that bathroom that I was talking about. I didn't know where to put it, and I thought this would be perfect. Just kind of tuck it in behind the staircase. We do remove the underside of the stairs. I think that gives us a little bit more room as well. Probably the biggest struggle I had with this particular build was working out where this kitchen is going to go. And I decided in the end that I don't need to have a stove. So I've decided to use the hot pot asset that comes with Snowy Escape. So on the dining table, they have a hot pot, and that's just, I guess, how they have their meals in this particular build. They don't have a stove. I think it's okay. I don't think it's the end of the world. You could easily get like a microwave potentially if you really wanted to, or a grill outside, and that would also work. But I think it's a lot more thematic for this world to have just a hot pot, and the Sims are just using the hot pot to cook from. All right. We have a very small living room, which is just in this little open space. I do put in a TV. Some of these worlds that we get, it's not really likely you would have a TV. I still think Snowy Escape is somewhere where you would have a TV. And I guess because this is a rental type world, not that this is a rental property at all, like it's a tiny home. So it's 64 tiles. But I still like the idea of it. But like a build, it's almost like in like Horse Ranch, you may not have a TV. I don't know. That's just how I feel. Like certain neighborhoods, I feel like you wouldn't have certain electronics or certain types of features. Like imagine just having a random gym in the middle of like Chestnut Ridge. Just seems really odd. Anyway, I love these hanging kind of tapestries that we got from Snowy Escape. So I've used that. I've used the kind of shelving unit that has the tea. I imagine it's kind of like maybe like it's matcha tea or something. The kitchen set that comes with Snowy Escape is one of my favorites because when it first arrived, you could put things in those shelves and it was revolutionary. It was so cool. I remember, so we do clutter them up a little bit. I didn't clutter them up too much, but we do have a lot of other like assets now, especially like with the kitchen clutter kit, the everyday clutter kit. There's so much clutter in the game now that you really could do something quite cool with that space. So with these tiny homes, I did kind of want to, if I'm building in a very Pacific world, I did want to kind of use a lot of that pack's content. So obviously I'm using a lot of Snowy Escape. And in Tuesday's build, I used a lot of Realm of Magic because it was in Glimmerbrook. But yeah, but they aren't pack restrictive by any means, because obviously you have to have the tiny living stuff pack for this to even be a tiny home. But yeah, anyway, I've used a sleek bathroom kit in here just as like a divider, kind of like a shower screen divider. I really find that asset really useful. It saves having to draw a wall, because sometimes the wall is, it obviously has to fit to the grid. So it's hard to, get the length right, as opposed to just the screen. All right, we are jumping outside to start the landscaping. I wanted a pond. So when I thought about we are decorating the landscaping of this particular tiny home, I wanted to think of like a garden. I wanted to give that vibe that you're walking through a garden, and I kind of got that inspiration from the path that's in front of the property that you see there with like the red trees. So I wanted to extend that and kind of give the vibe that you're walking through a garden and there's a pond and it's all pretty. I don't know. That was the vibe that I was going for. Hopefully I've executed it. I did go through debug and try to use a lot of the surrounding assets that are in Mount Cobberebi. I really thought this lantern piece was cool that has all the little hanging lanterns. It looks alright. I think it's cool. I put in a lot of the debug landscaping, obviously the trees. I put in a path. There wasn't a path that really truly matched the one that's in front of the house, but I thought this was close enough. And yeah, we do end up putting in a picnic bench type table that has the little cushions on it. I love that. I think it's so cool. And I'm not sure if I put in a grill. I might or I might not. I thought I used, which one did I use? Did I end up using this one? Put in some lilies, some little pond effects, a fish thing. I wanted to put koi, but I don't think we have them in the game, but that would have been really cool to have that in the pond as well. Yeah, so I don't think we changed the exterior wallpaper. I think we do keep it in a light scale, which is really nice because I wanted to do something a little bit different. I'm still debating whether I like that archway, that red archway. I think it's okay because it pulls from the colors of the tree. I think that but it did make taking screenshots of this build really difficult because it was a pain. I definitely used the aircon unit that came with for rent because I thought that it fit this build quite nicely. Just gave a point of difference to the bedroom. Speaking of the bedroom, we are upstairs and we are using the bed that comes with Snowy Escape and just doing a very simple bedroom. I use this little curtain thing. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. I think it's quite nice. We do put in another, I think, tapestry wall hanging piece. This is obviously the bedroom set that comes with Snowy Escape. And I think we just put in I think we use the dresser that comes with For Rent. For Rent is obviously a very complimentary pack that goes with a lot of the stuff from Snowy Escape. So that was really handy to be able to use that. I put in a more modern mirror. I think when I didn't have something from Snowy Escape or from For Rent, I just leaned into what was modern. So yeah, I love those little chairs that have the little fluffy rugs on them. I think they're so cool. So I added that upstairs in the bedroom. We've gone in with the refined living room kit rug. I love this thing. I think it's a simple pattern. And I think with a lot of the assets in the game, it just complements a lot of things, having a simple pattern or a plain rug. All right. Another tapestry by Hair and Claw Clip. Of course, it was coming out again. I am back downstairs because I forgot to put tiling in the bathroom. Go me. And I remembered I don't think I put any alarms or temperature controls in this particular home other than the aircon unit. So that's fun. We are live in game. All right, so we are going around for the tour. So you enter in and you have this living room space. It's very small, very quaint. And then you walk down the hall into, you have your bathroom, which is kind of tucked under the stairs. And you have this dining and kitchen. As I said, you've got the hot pot there for meals because they don't have a stove, which I think is okay. You go upstairs and you have that lofted bedroom. This is the loft part of the build. And then the exterior, you have a place for gardening. You have this kind of walking through a park type vibe. You've got the pond. And yeah, what a beautiful build. I really like this one. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye for now.